friends, and welcome. Tonight, we invite you to slow down, to settle your thoughts, and step into the life of a man who changed the way the world experiences food, travel, and culture. A man who did not simply visit countries, but listened to them. A man who sat at tables in quiet kitchens, bustling street markets, and distant places often overlooked by the world. His name was Anthony Bourdain. Before he became a global storyteller, he was a chef in the chaotic kitchens of New York City. Before he became a voice for culture and travel, he was a man searching for meaning in the heat, noise, and pressure of restaurant life. Through his groundbreaking book, Kitchen Confidential, and his iconic travel series like No Reservations and Parts Unknown, he showed us something simple, yet powerful, that food is not just food. It is history. It is identity. It is connection. Tonight's story is not only about fame or success or travel. It is about curiosity. It is about the weight of a life lived fully, constantly in motion. And it is about the man behind the camera who taught millions of people to look at the world with more openness and more empathy. From New York kitchens to Vietnam street stalls, from quiet reflections on the road to the global impact of his storytelling. This is the life story of Anthony Bourdain. So get comfortable and let the noise of the world slowly fade away. As we begin, Anthony Michael Bourdain was born on June 25th, 1956, in New York City. He grew up in Leonia, New Jersey, in a middle-class household surrounded by books, music, and journalism. His mother worked for the New York Times, and his father worked in the music industry. From a young age, Bourdain was not drawn to cooking. He was drawn to stories, films, literature, and writing. But everything began to shift during a family trip to France. It was there that he tried something simple, yet life-changing, an oyster. That single moment opened something in him. Food was no longer just food. It became experience, culture, and identity. Still, he did not immediately become a chef. He drifted through his youth, unsure of direction, until restaurant work began pulling him in. Before fame, before television, before books, there were kitchens. Hot, loud, chaotic kitchens on Cape Cod. That's where Bourdain first discovered the restaurant world. He later enrolled at the Culinary Institute of America, graduating in 1978, learning discipline, technique, and the structure of professional cooking. After graduation, he worked across New York City kitchens, slowly building experience in one of the most demanding industries in the world. Eventually, he became executive chef at Brasserie Les Halles. But even then, something else was growing. He was not only a chef, he was an observer, and he was writing. In 1999, everything changed when he published an essay titled, "Don't Eat Before Reading This." In The New Yorker, it revealed the raw, unfiltered truth about restaurant kitchens, the pressure, the shortcuts, the chaos, and the hidden culture behind fine dining. Readers were fascinated. That essay became the foundation for his breakout memoir, Kitchen Confidential, Adventures in the Culinary Underbelly. The book exploded into global success. Suddenly, Anthony Bourdain was no longer just a chef. He was a voice, a storyteller, a truth teller about an industry most people never saw. Television came next. First, A Cook's Tour, then his defining series, Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations. Unlike traditional food shows, Bourdain did something different. He did not just show restaurants. He showed people. He traveled the world. Vietnam sat with locals, not celebrities. He ate street food, home cooking, and meals in places that most travel shows ignored. His philosophy was simple. If you share food, you share humanity. A faster, sharper version of travel storytelling. Layover came right after. What can you experience in 24, 48 hours in a city? But even in short episodes, his focus never changed. Through his lens, we see real places, real people, and real food that connects us all. No luxury fantasy, no scripted perfection, just reality. Then came his most important work, Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. This series elevated him beyond food television. It became cultural journalism. He explored war zones, politically sensitive countries, forgotten American towns, conflict regions, and deeply personal stories. He visited places like Iran, Libya, Congo, and West Virginia. And instead of judging, he listened. He asked questions. He let people speak. This show won multiple Emmy Awards and changed documentary storytelling forever. Behind the success, life was complicated. Bourdain was very open about earlier struggles with addiction, emotional exhaustion from constant travel, long periods away from family, and the mental toll of witnessing hardship around the world. He became a father in 2007, which deeply changed his perspective. His daughter became the center of his emotional world, but his career kept him constantly moving. Home was rare. Motion was constant. In June 2018, while filming Parts Unknown in France, Bourdain was staying in Kaisersberg. He was working on a new episode, continuing his usual travel schedule. On June 8, 2018, he was found unresponsive in his hotel room. He was 61 years old. Authorities ruled his death as suicide. There was no evidence of foul play. The news spread quickly across the world, leaving fans, chefs, and colleagues in shock. His close friend, Chef R.I.P, confirmed the tragedy publicly. After his death, the world reflected on his impact. Anthony Bourdain was more than a chef. He was a cultural bridge. He changed travel television forever by focusing not on luxury, but on humanity. He taught audiences that food is culture, travel is empathy, and listening is powerful. His shows continue to be watched worldwide. His books continue to inspire new readers, and his voice remains one of the most influential in food and travel storytelling. Anthony Bourdain's life reminds us of something simple but powerful, that every place in the world has a story, and every meal is an invitation to understand someone else. Anthony Bourdain's death cannot be explained by any single cause. While he lived a life of extraordinary achievement and adventure, he also faced personal challenges and pressures that were largely private. The full reasons behind his decision remain known only to him, and reducing them to one factor would oversimplify a deeply complex human story. It is important to remember that suicide is rarely the result of a single event or circumstance. Mental health experts generally understand it as arising from a complex interaction of psychological, biological, social, and situational factors, many of which may not be visible to others. One of Bourdain's enduring messages was about empathy and curiosity. Through shows like No Reservations and Parts Unknown, he encouraged viewers to look beyond appearances and appreciate the complexity of other people's lives. His own death was a reminder that outward success does not necessarily reflect what someone may be experiencing internally. Before we end tonight's journey, I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. Life can be beautiful, unpredictable, and and sometimes incredibly difficult. We all carry burdens that others cannot see, and even the people who seem the strongest may be facing silent struggles. If you're going through a hard season, know that you don't have to face it alone. Reach out to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or another person who cares about you. Sometimes simply sharing what you're carrying can make the path feel a little less lonely. Be kind to yourself. Take one day at a time. Celebrate the small moments of peace, the quiet victories, and the people who make you feel seen. And whenever you have the chance, extend that same kindness to someone else. A listening ear, a warm conversation, or a simple act of compassion can mean more than you may ever realize. Thank you for spending this time with me. It means more than you could imagine. I hope you leave with a little more curiosity, a little more gratitude, and a reminder to cherish the people around you. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay gentle with your heart, and keep finding beauty in the ordinary moments of life. And as Truman famously said, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.